Morning guys, how are you doing today? All this week we're going to be decorating eggs. Today I'm going to show you some different ways to make plastic eggs look like plants. The first egg we're going to do is going to be a flower. So I did some pre-work. I cut my squares of tissue paper and I traced a circle using the top of my egg so that I would know how big the middle of the circle is going to be. Next, I'm just going to draw two flower shapes. Remember, if you mess up while you're sketching your flower, it doesn't matter because you can turn your paper over so that the side without any pencil marks is on top. So then you're going to cut out your tissue paper. Remember, you do not move your cutting hand, you turn your paper. This is just going to take me a minute. You could do this with thicker paper, but if you do it with thicker paper, you're only going to be able to fit in one layer of petals. You could also try doing it with a coffee filter, but a coffee filter is also thicker. And again, you would only be able to have one layer of petals in there. So I have my outside layer, and I've made my inner layer a little bit smaller so that when I double up the layers, they are going to be different sizes and you can see the colors of both. When I'm done with this, I'm going to cut the center of my two circles in just a little X shape so that when I place the two pieces in the egg, the paper doesn't rip. I'm going to fold it outside and cut. I'm going to fold it the other way and cut. Turn that one over again so that my writing is on the bottom. So you're going to take your egg, and I left my egg, actually there. I'm going to place it on the bottom with the holes in the center, and I'm just going to click it down. It might take a little bit of maneuvering. If you have the two layers, that's okay. Now, of course, you're going to want your egg to sit up. Right now, it's going to fall over. So what I did was I got an old toilet paper tube, just cut off the end, and your egg will sit up inside of that. You could always color your toilet paper tube green, and of course, if you want to, you can cut out a leaf and glue that to the tube. And you're going to have a beautiful flower, just like that. You can see here on my other one that I did earlier, I added a little ladybug to it. Remember, you can always improve or change other people's artwork by adding your own ideas to it. Our next project is going to be a tiny little cactus egg. So I have my green plastic egg. You can get these at Target or at Walmart. You could also use a regular egg, and I'm going to use my Sharpie on it. And in order to make it look like a cactus, I'm just going to put some little X's going all the way around the top, and then I'm going to start putting those X's going down. I'm not going to do my whole egg, but you would finish yours. For every little X you put at the top, you're going to add a row of X's going down. Again, this is something that I saw on Google. I just Googled design Easter eggs, and when I did that, I liked this design, but again, I'm adding my own details to it. The one I saw had the rows of X's, but I thought it would be really cool to add a green line down the middle of each row of X's, just to show that that's where the edges are. Now, once you have your cactus done, you're going to want to add a couple flowers to it. So for that, I cut out some little squares of bright pink tissue paper. I'm going to use a pencil, squish it in the middle, and I'm going to have a little flower. Twist it at the bottom a bit, and you're going to glue that right at the top of your egg. I'm using a glue that dries a bit quicker than Elmer's. If you're using Elmer's, just hold your flower on for a moment and it will work out fine. Now, you can put your egg in a little terracotta pot, but I didn't have any, so I'm using a little white plastic cup. I shove in a ball of tissue paper so it has some height. And then I happen to have a bag of decorative gravel here at home, but if you don't, you can go outside and look for gravel. You could fill it with dirt. You could use the little colored rocks from a aquarium, and you're just gonna sit your egg right up on top. Again, when I was doing mine, I decorated my cup so that it looked a little bit prettier. Always remember that whatever you do, however you change your project, it's a great idea. That way you're using your own imagination. Tomorrow we're going to turn our eggs into all different sorts of animals. I'll see you then.